All right, guys. So it seems like Wuthering Waves 2.8 is facing a lot of backlash. Some people like the story, some people dislike the story. Me personally, I'm I just don't care that much about the 2.8 story at all. Like I just don't care. And it's not even just a 2.8 story. Ever since version like 2. I don't know, 2.7, I just don't really care about the Woowa story that much anymore. I just don't care about it. And the reason why I stopped caring about it is because I realized that when it comes to these gacha games, the story is just, me personally, the story is just mediocre at best. It is mediocre at best. It's the same thing every time, and it's not gonna change. And I accepted that, right? I accepted that, and that's why you guys haven't really seen me making any sort of video complaining about the 2.8 story, because I accepted that that's just how it's gonna be when it comes to these gacha games, their story. When it comes to combat, however, hell no, I'm never gonna accept that, games like Woowa should not have any sort of content, any sort of like combat event for 3 patches straight. That's a whole different topic. But when it comes to the story, story is subjective, right? Some people like it, some people don't like it, which is fine. But after playing games like Where Winds Meet, and I'm gonna show you guys this clip over here from Where Winds Meet, but after playing through this game's story, this pretty much opened my eyes that if I'm gonna play a game that actually has good story, like if I want to go play a game that has good story, then I'm just gonna go play that game, right? I'm not saying I'm gonna quit Woowa, but now I'm at a point where I'm playing Wuthering Waves solely for the combat. I'm not playing the game for the story anymore because I just don't give a damn. When I see stuff like this in other games and how you have risk factors in the story, people losing their lives, your choices, the choices you make actually matter, insane cinematography, character development, betrayal. Like when I see stuff like this, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go play that game instead. I'm gonna go play that game for the story and the gameplay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And that's what's happening right now. That's why I've been posting a lot of Where Winds Meet content, because I'm genuinely enjoying this game. But when it comes to Wuthering Waves, it's like, I like Wuthering Waves because of the combat. Like Chisa's gameplay is fun as hell. But if the story is just doggy doo-doo, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it is what it is, man. The story is trash, whatever. Let me move on. Maybe the story is gonna get a lot better in 3.0. I'll be back and play it and check it out. And that's it. That's how I feel about Woowa's story as of to right now. That's how I feel. If it's trash, I'm gonna say it's trash and just play another game that has a good story. If it's not trash, now I'm gonna say it's not trash. Now I'm gonna enjoy the game's story, continue playing the game for its story. That's how I'm gonna handle these gacha games and their story. And I feel like that's how we should all handle them, because expecting games like Woowa, Genshin Impact to have, top tier story, it's not gonna happen. And let's be real, guys. A lot of people are not gonna like this, but when it comes to games like Woowa, Genshin, etc., the story in those games are like mediocre at best. They're mediocre at best. You can predict what's gonna happen in the story. When you see a character on banner, just know that that patch is going to be about that character, and all the characters in previous patches are non-existent. It happens so many times in multiple games, so it's like I just accepted it at this point, right? I accepted it. I don't see the point of me complaining about the same thing every single damn day. I don't see the point at all. However, when it comes to combat, best believe me, I am going to complain about that, because they used to deliver peak content when it comes to combat, but like the replay value in Woo was just non-existent. But I will say the combat event in 2.0 is actually pretty nice. I did complete it. It took me 2 days, but it was satisfying, right? It was satisfying. It was cool. I liked it, and hopefully they can expand upon that. But yeah, guys, I'm just at a point. Let me go ahead and pause that. But yeah, this scene was so good, man. If you guys want to check out that video, I recommend you to check it out. And if you haven't checked out Where Winds Meet, please check it out. It's such a good game. But yeah, man, that's just, I've never felt so like I'm at ease right now. I'm at ease. And whenever I see something going on in these gacha games, I can just look at them and just be like, damn, bro, couldn't be me because I just genuinely don't care anymore. Let me go play something that's actually really good. That's how I feel right now. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna feel that way at some point because seeing how a lot of these gacha games, like a lot of these games releasing soon, seeing how they're all removing gacha and they're, doing their own thing, it's pretty obvious that gacha, it really is like affecting the way that the game is, right? Because a lot of the time, people would think that gacha is just a monetization model and that's it, but it's deeper than that, right? Gacha actually affects the core game. Like it actually affects the game. When you look at characters being locked behind gacha, and the only way you have access to new content is for you to pull that character. You look at weapons, you look at in-game content. If you want to clear in-game content, you have to get specific units. It's like it's the same cycle over and over again with these gacha games, and we just have to accept it, right? We just have to accept that this is how these gacha games are. No matter how many times you criticize, it's just not going to change. And criticism matters 100%. You can continue criticizing these games, but when it comes to the story, bro, it's just not worth it anymore, guys. It's just not. It's not worth it anymore. Um, you can of course criticize the gameplay, for sure. You can criticize the content, but when it comes to story, I don't care. I don't care anymore. If the story is good in 3.0, then it's good. If the story is bad in 3.1, then it's bad. That's just all there is to it. There is no in between. There is no, oh, but it's going to get better sooner. Who cares? Who cares anymore? Getting sick and tired of waiting 3 months, 4 months just to get something decent, something mediocre at best. I'm just sick of it. I'd rather play something where I'm actually getting what I want and I'm actually satisfied from getting what I want in that game. I would rather do that instead. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's pretty much how I feel about Wuwa 2.8 story. Just don't really care that much. If you like it, congrats. If you don't like it, congratulations. Like it's just, I don't know what else to say, guys. I don't know what else to say. It's the same cycle every time when it comes to Wuwa story. Not even just Wuwa story, but every gacha game story. We're in this perpetual cycle where, oh, absolute cinema story, and then 2 patches later, garbage story. 3 patches later, cinema story. 2 patches later, garbage story. It's the same cycle over and over again. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm done entertaining this fucking Ferris wheel. I'm just gonna go play a game that actually has good story. That's it.